Welcome back, everybody, to the Maybe One Day Super Bowl picks for the 2024 Super Bowl LVIII in Las Vegas, Nevada. Franz Crucial, the source, everybody, back again for another video. Thank you, Franz, for coming, and thank you for giving us your picks for this year's Super Bowl.
Seeing the Super Bowls in Vegas, I went with a lineup that doesn't have tight ends, but I look at it that anything can happen in Vegas. So my quarterback is Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes, double points.
With my captain being a double points. I figure he'll throw for about 250 yards and a couple touchdown passes.
And you don't have a tight end in there, so no Kelsey.
I don't have a tight end, and this is gambling, but I figure he'll get the ball to the wide receivers.
Yep.
And the running backs, and if Kelsey does it, as Mahomes, I still get points. So I went with Mahomes as my quarterback as captain.
It's a great pick, Franz. Who do you have? Who else do you have besides Mahomes?
Pacheco. I think Pacheco, in his own way, is almost as good as McCaffrey. He's proven that he can not only run with the ball, but he can catch passes, and he's fast.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been he's really produced for him.
He's been a workhorse for that team. He's a great downhill runner, Franz.
Yep.
It's a good pick.
My wide receiver, I went with him. I trust him in the Super Bowl. I think he's going to be out to have a big game.
Who's that?
Is Deebo Samuel.
Whoa. Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, I like
great
him
pick.
as a running. He can do stuff. He can run with the ball, and he can catch the ball. And they're going to definitely try to get him the ball.
And not only that, but he's got a little chip on his shoulder. He was on the team that lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl 3 years ago.
Yep.
So he's gonna have a little more fire under his tail.
I got the Chiefs defense. I figured.
Oh wow, Chiefs defense guys.
Yeah, I figured their
That's
defense. They've gotten turnovers. They got two last week.
They have two great cornerbacks, Legarius Sneed and I'm butchering
the
other guy's name.
Good cornerbacks.
Really good.
And that's what's gambling with Samuel. But I figured I'm in Vegas and I'm just rolling with rolling the dice.
Yep, they're gambling.
Vegas. Yep.
Those are four good picks.
Yep. And then my wide receiver for Kansas City, because he's been the most proficient. I like when he catches the ball. He always does good. I know
who it's going to be.
Is Rashee Rice.
Did know that. It's on the sheet, obviously.
Yep. And then my last one, I only had $5,300 or $500 left.
Yep.
And then to get under the salary cap, I picked Jake Moody out of the 49ers.
Okay. Nice.
I'm counting on him for a couple field goals.
So you got so you're not going with Harrison Butker, the Chiefs kicker. You're going with the San Francisco kicker.
I'm going with the San Francisco kicker.
So you're thinking they're not. Obviously, Debo's in there for the Niners, but you're thinking that the Chiefs defense are going to stop them.
It's going to contain them.
They're going to contain them and make them kick field goals. So Moody's going to have to be running up the kicker.
And with the young quarterback, it's really something that I bet you this would probably be the only Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Pacheco was the last pick, or the second to the last pick. And then the 49ers quarterback.
Yeah, Purdy. He was the very last pick.
Purdy was the last pick.
Mr. Irrelevant.
So you got two players that were the last picks of the 2022 draft playing in the Super Bowl, which is neat.
Both they didn't pick them early because they didn't think they'd be worth much, so they waited.
Yeah.
But now they have a chance to show their dominance. They both had great seasons. The Chiefs didn't really have a great start to their season, but they know how to turn it on when it's that organization, the ownership, all the way down to the janitors know how to turn it on when it's time.
That's what I said. This would make Mahomes when thinking about it. They're trying to repeat. There hasn't been a repeat since.
That's what you said. They haven't repeated.
They haven't repeated. No. There hasn't been a repeat of the Super Bowl in 20 years. The Patriots were the last ones to do it.
Yeah.
So this is him matching Brady. You know, and that's why I figure he'll have more incentive just trying to match Brady.
Because he's trying to be great. Mahomes is trying to be the greatest.
This is 6 years, and he's been in 4 Super Bowls already.
I think it's. Oh, I'm thinking of AFC title games. It's 5 AFC title games in the last 6 years, but it's. I think the stat is that he's been to 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls. I think that's the correct
I think
stat.
he's been to 6 title games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always played for the AFC title every year.
Great player.
Yeah.
And he's your captain. So you really no Kelsey, no Marquez Valdez, but obviously we have Pacheco and Rashee Rice. So if Mahomes is throwing to Rashee Rice and maybe a little screen pass to Pacheco, Mahomes could really get a lot of, points.
Plus, Mahomes can scramble and he can run
he can
and
get
all
rushing
that.
yards.
Yeah.
And rushing touchdowns.
Yards and touchdowns. One thing the Kansas City defense is going to have to do with Purdy, and that's why I give Purdy credit. If you notice against Green Bay, and in Detroit in the second half, he's had a couple key runs. So it's just Kansas City defense. They just say we can't let him run.
For those that didn't know, Brock Purdy had more yards than Lamar Jackson did against the Kansas City Chiefs when Purdy played whoever they played in the AFC, the Detroit Lions. Purdy had more rushing yards than Lamar Jackson.
Jackson did. Yep.
And we're talking about Lamar Jackson. That's not, Kirk Cousins. No spring chicken like that. That's a big deal. And they won that game. They were down 24-7 at halftime. So these picks are great, but I would not be surprised in the slightest if the 49ers came out there and said, we are not going to lose this game.
Well, yeah, the 49ers are trying because, like I said, it's been Shanahan's, third time because he was the offensive coordinator for the Falcons in the Super Bowl.
When they lost the Patriots.
When they lost the Patriots, he was on that staff.
Oof.
He lost to the Chiefs.
The Chiefs,
Yep, in the Super Bowl.
He's hungry.
He's definitely hungry. He wants to prove that his offense and theories are good. And
they got a great defense.
And they're talking about the 49ers being older and all that.
Yep.
And with Purdy just being the way he's been drafted, Purdy can't have a big contract still. They still got him on rookie contract.
They don't have to pay him much money. That's why they have such great defensive players that they're paying a ton of money for. And McCaffrey, they had to give up a lot of capital to get McCaffrey. But if they win, it'll all be worth it.
They traded for Chase Young just so.
And Chase Young, that's a tall task for Mahomes and that Chiefs offensive line to get past. Is not only Chase Young but Nick Bosa on the other side. So they got to worry about multiple levels of cats that are going to be coming at them from all angles and sides with the San Francisco 49ers. So as of right now, San Francisco is favored by 2. They're favored by 2, but if the Chiefs, Franz will agree. If I were to bet my money, I'd bet the Chiefs.
I think it's a good bet. Mahomes is just
he's the greatest right now.
He's the best quarterback rated the best quarterback in the league right now
by far. Yeah.
And they won on the road, and even everybody predicted it before the playoffs the AFC was going to win a Super Bowl.
Here they are again, one game away.
But here the Chiefs are.
They're on their way to the promised land. I think in the next however long Mahomes is there, he's probably going to win 4 or 5 titles. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's already got 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Is it 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Do you know? Is it 2 or does he have 2 or 3 Super Bowls? Mahomes.
2? He's got 2.
Okay, so he's still got at least 2 more to win.
And Andy Reid would be in a nice class with 3 Super Bowls.
Oh, absolutely. Andy Reid. Speaking of it. We could talk forever about these cats. I'll just end it on the Andy Reid note. He is not Kyle Shanahan's not the only coach that's going into this game, trying to make a great game plan. Andy Reid is waking up, going to bed every night thinking, how am I going to help my team win this football game? He's he's one of the greatest coaches ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, he is now. Yeah, and he knows what it's all is to lose because of Philadelphia. He
had a winning record when he played for Philly. He had a good record.
He had a winning record, but he was known as the guy that couldn't get the job done for him to get him the championship.
And boy, according to your picks, he might be eating a couple of cheeseburgers after this game if he wins.
Yeah.
In this lineup, in the DraftKings, Franz has $49,300 spent on the lineup, which means he has $700 left over, which is kind of right in the, you want to stay around the 0 to 1,000 range for DraftKings. You don't want to have too much money left over. So I think you have a good lineup, Franz. As far as if we have the Chiefs winning, we have the Chiefs winning. Just want to say it, make it clear. We have the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. Sorry, not sorry, Niners fans, but if you win, kudos to you. We'll applaud you.
You're going to earn it. You're
going to have to earn it. And I think this is going to come down to the last 10 seconds of the game, and it might require more time. It might go to extra innings, honestly, if I'm being completely honest. I will say 2 great defenses because the Chiefs' defense is really good right now. They have good players, and they're well coached. And we haven't even talked about the offensive side.
It could be a game, too, because San Fran's done something that I don't think they ever had to do. And they've come back, and against Green Bay they came back, and against Detroit they came back. So they've had 2 comebacks.
Mm-hmm.
So they know in the fourth quarter, if they're behind, you're not going to panic. That they're going to look at Purdy and say, you brought us back. And so they're
going to have to do it again.
Yeah.
Well, that is the end of Franz's lineup, guys. We have again. You want to just run through quick, just say all the names of the guys on here, so everybody knows one last time who you got.
I got Pat Mahomes, Pacheco, Deebo Samuel, Chiefs defense, Rashid Rice, and then I picked Jake Moody.
Jake Moody, the San Francisco 49ers kicker.
Yeah,
Let's see some field goals. Jake Moody.
I don't have a tight end, which is
no Kelsey, no Kittle, but
no costly. Yeah.
That's why they call it gambling, right?
No K's.
Appreciate you guys again for tuning in to the Maybe One Day third final edition. Franz, give me a quick knuckle bump. That was good. We did a good job. You did a fantastic job in the Super Bowl script. Thank you all, everybody, for tuning in. Franz, do you have any last words to say to the fans for watching you on
It's another year of football. After this, we'll be waiting for 7 months of football, and we'll see in the draft. I think the draft's going to be exciting. Because the first thing is, what are the Bears going to do? Are they going to keep Fields, or are they going to trade him and just take that draft choice and draft in the quarterbacks that are coming out?
When's that draft? April 27th or something?
About the third week of April.
We'll get a two month hiatus, and we'll be right back to NFL with the draft.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys then. Thank you, everybody, again for tuning in. Thank you again for showing the source of information. Some love. Thank you, everybody.